Hey, this is Adam Torres, and I'm here to tell you that it has never been easier to start your very own podcast. At Mission Matters, our goal is to amplify stories that matter. That means we want to help you start your podcast because your story matters. We can do this in 3 different ways. 1, join our podcast school and take a free or paid course. 2, visit our resources page where we've already figured out what you need, such as where to host your podcast. Or 3, heck, we can even do everything for you through our podcast agency, including editing for cheaper than you can do in-house. Oh, and no contract, service is month to month. Get started by heading over to missionmatters.com and click on Start a Podcast. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Martin Saenz on the line. He's managing partner over at Bequest Funds, and he's also author of Cash Flow Dojo, Build Your Home on Multiple Streams of Income. Martin, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adam, for having me on.
Oh, man, Martin, so I am excited to get into today's topic. So we're going to talk about building multiple streams of income through note investing, and I know you're the guy for that. And we're also going to get into your book, Cash Flow Dojo. So excited to get into that too. But before we do, let's just start off with a little bit more about your background. Tell us a little bit more about what you're doing over at your company, Bequest Funds.
Sure. So Bequest Funds is an income fund that's registered with the SEC, and what it is we work with a group of accredited investors whereby we own and manage a pool of mortgages that pay on a monthly basis, and we take that money that we receive on a monthly basis and share that profit with our investors. So investors place money into the fund and they receive monthly cash flow as a result.
That's awesome. And at the end of this, I'm going to give you an opportunity to leave either a website or social media or wherever you want to send the traffic so that people can learn more. But I do want to make sure that the right types of individuals and or investors follow up. What's typically a good fit in terms of type of investor that is normally good for Bequest Funds?
So really any investor that's accredited and whereby they earn at least $200,000 per year or $300,000 jointly, or they have $1 million in net worth assets, they qualify to be in our fund. And so at the end of the day, the fund is really set up for anyone looking to build multiple streams of income for themselves, whether they're in retirement mode and they're using IRA money, or they're young professional that's just looking to have more disposable income on a monthly basis.
That's awesome. And I think that's a great transition to our topic. So building multiple streams of income through note investing, obviously through Bequest Funds and otherwise. And I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. You're an expert in this area. Maybe let's just start off with a little bit of an education piece on how it works.
Sure thing. So I'll just kind of go back just one notch before that and just say how I got into it. And that is, in 2004, I was fired from a corporate job after coming out of school with an MBA, and I was wondering what to do. So I started a small business in 2004, 2005. And I learned pretty quick that you're really a servant to your small business, and you're really just put in a lot of hours with not as much reward as I had anticipated. Then I turned to landlording in 2009 and accumulated a number of commercial and residential properties in the DC area where I live. And what I realized there is the cash flow did not meet what my financial aspirations were, or just my basic monthly needs. So after selling our company in 2013, I had to make a decision. What can I do that can build multiple streams of income for myself and my family that is sustainable and that meets all my financial aspirations? And there I found mortgage note investing. And what mortgage note investing is it's where you're buying mortgage notes in the secondary market, normally at a discount because those mortgage notes are in a defaulted state. So what that means is I'm buying a mortgage note whereby the borrower has not made a payment in a few years. And since I'm buying that note at a discount, I'm able to work with the borrower to create a payment plan that they can afford that helps keep them in their homes while I still make a profit for myself. So if done correctly, everybody wins. And that's what I've been doing for the past 7 years, is helping homeowners stay in their homes. So over time, I built a portfolio of these performing mortgage notes that pay me every month. And as a result, we launched Bequest funds this year as a vehicle by which we can share our profits with investors.
Man, that's awesome. I love it, and I think it's a great story. And so talk a little bit more about how the investment process works and give a little bit more of that. So now that we have context in terms of, the underlying assets. So you're buying notes for mortgages at a discount, and then you're sharing the profits on obviously what they make when they pay their monthly mortgage. So tell us a little bit more about how the investment process works.
Sure. So basically, investors can invest as little as $25,000 into the fund, and it pays an 8% pref annually. However, we make our payments on a monthly basis. So in other words, if you invest $100,000, then it's going to earn $8,000 annually, and you'll divide that by 12 months, and you'll get monthly income of, say, $666.67 to be exact. And so you'll receive that in the form of an ACH or wire on a monthly basis. And so it's really a vehicle by which someone can build multiple streams of income for themselves, which is, a way that they can work towards financial independence.
Let's switch it up a bit, Martin. I do want to spend some time on your book. So Cash Flow Dojo, Build Your Home with Multiple Streams of Income. First off, for my listeners that have been with me for a long time, I love supporting other authors and helping them promote their book and sell some books. So I was able to find this thing really easy by going on Amazon. I don't know if it's other places, and we'll get into that, Martin, but what was the inspiration behind writing the book?
It's really because I look at the world we live in, and it's brutal. And you need an abundance of cash coming in on a monthly basis to survive, provide for your family, and overall thrive. And I see a lot of individuals, they're struggling with single or dual incomes within their households. And instead of continuously, diminishing, your aspirations, making stricter budgets and everything else. It's, I'm saying, hey, increase your top line, bring in additional streams of income so you're less dependent upon a single or a dual source of income, i.e. a W-2 job. So it's a way of kind of taking independence back from a boss that you may or may not have that's kind of held a paycheck over you.
And that's awesome. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great reason for writing the book. Can you tell me? And I know, and this is not. I don't mean this as a loaded question, but there's only so much we can fit in a 15-minute interview or so, give or take. Can you give me like a story or something from the book that just to give the listeners a feel for the content overall and the way that and the types of stories that you tell or lessons in the book, just so that, because I want them to go check it out, because I've seen it, I've seen what you've done. I think it's a great book, and I think anybody out there that's looking to build cash flow, which I think many of the people listening should be, I think it's a great read for them. But give us like a story from the book, something that you want to share with the audience to give them a feel for the flow of the content.
Sure. So the book is written as a how-to guide on how someone can go about building multiple streams of income. And it's really a confidence builder in that I walk through the steps of helping an individual create a custom roadmap for themselves whereas they're setting up goals for themselves, creating an action plan, developing fundamentals with whatever asset class or with whatever type of occupation that they're going to lean on to build an additional stream of income, and then work towards mastery and really kind of repeat that process for themselves after they document standard operating procedures and operations manuals for themselves with what it is they're doing. So it's a how-to guide on how someone goes about, figuring out what additional stream of income that would be best suited for them to create, and then what the game plan is for obtaining that, as well as cultivating a supportive community around yourself and around whatever it is you're trying to grow for yourself in the way of an additional stream of income, so that you have a magnetic effect and you're actually drawing in opportunities versus you always expending effort seeking out those opportunities.
Man, that's awesome, Martin. So that being said, I can talk to you about this all day long, but we're about out of time for this episode. If somebody's listening to this and they want to learn more about your book, if they want to learn more about Bequest Funds, what's the best way for them to connect with you and your brand overall?
Sure. It's Martin, Martin, at bequestfunds.com.
Perfect. Well, Martin, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and your story and all the great work that you're doing for your clients and your investors over at Bequest Funds. And congrats again on the book, of course. So everybody listening, it's called, again, just to repeat, it's called Cash Flow Dojo, Build Your Home on Multiple Streams of Income. Want you to go over to Amazon, pick up a copy. That was really easy to find. I just literally typed in Cash Flow Dojo and Martin, and it came right up. So I'm sure you can catch it a couple different ways. I'll make sure that the name of the book is also in the show notes, so you might want to just go down there too and find it there, but we definitely want to support Martin in his effort in promoting his book. And Martin, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for having me.